right. It is close to 8 o'clock in the morning. Temperature is 70 degrees, 18 Celsius. Very nice weather. Almost no humidity. So I've got actually a hoodie and sweatpants on just because I'm cold-natured. Anyways, 2-day update. I guess we'll go with that. Been a couple days. It's amazing how fast these plants grow and how fast you have to keep the pruning up, because even it rained so much yesterday that I could not get out here to prune, and just how much stuff actually grew that I had to prune off. It's crazy when you just go a day and don't keep maintenance done on these things. And it's not a lot of maintenance if it's daily done. It's like 15-20 minutes in the mornings, maybe half an hour in the morning, and then kind of the same thing in the evening if I have the day off. I'll do that in the evening just to kind of piddle around out here. But anyways, very nice weather. Okay. The tomatoes here, these are absolutely amazing. These two tomatoes that are inside here are just, you can see my hand here, like just how big. I'm trying to give you an idea of how big like that tomato is. Those two pet tomatoes are the biggest tomatoes I think I've ever seen, like ever. And they're just amazing. Those things are just absolute monsters. I'll get another side view of it here in a minute. These are really nice. Color is starting to come in with the grape tomatoes. Those are good, by the way. This thing is growing crazy. I've added a couple of people, I think, since I've been doing this. So if you don't know, this is an Orange Delight tomato plant, and I planted it by seed. Kind of a mixture of peat moss and some other things to make that soil. Things beyond this point, which means this side of the garden and that way, that's all got my homemade compost in it. That's down there that I'm flipping in those bins with the crates. This is also Orange Delight tomatoes. Same thing as this. Those are transplants. So I wanted to see, you can see the difference. I planted them at the same time, but one's not a transplant. This is the zucchini. Now, what I found about the zucchini is it's an actual vine. I couldn't keep it straight up and down. I didn't know they were vines. They're just like slow-moving vines, real thick, that thing, and it's just going to kind of topple over there. I think I'm just going to kind of run it over the mulch and then back up that pallet if it goes that far. I don't know how far it'll go. But got another zucchini coming in there. I've had one so far and then had to toss one because it rotted out before it actually bloomed. The cucumbers are just silly. They're producing so much. There's so many cucumbers on there. I really kind of just stopped counting them. They're not fully bloomed, but they're coming in. We'll go over that now. Let's see here. So we got some. There's one there, yeah. I was trying to see it on my camera. It took a minute. We got this guy here. This one's a cucumber coming along. Real nice. They're doing really well. This one's up here. I've got to get the trellis built. I have not finished what I was going to do with the trellis thing. They're taller than me now by a couple of feet. So I've got to get the string through the poles so they'll trellis down and cascade down that way. I haven't done it yet. Haven't had time. I've had time, but then it rained like the day I was off. Or the days that I was off, it just rained too much. I couldn't get out here to drill the holes in the bamboo, slide the string through, that kind of thing. Actually, I may not just do that. I may just use duct tape, honestly. Duct tape works just the same. Oh, I did prune the bottom leaves. the cucumbers. Most of the bottom leaves on these I did cut off for airflow. I mean, these things are really healthy. It's not going to hurt anything to just do that. I know this because I watched it on a YouTube video. So, yeah. Let's see here. Beans. I did put up some supports with duct tape and string so that they grow right through this. So I can it's got plenty of play, and I'm just going to take that, grow it up. That'll hold it still, and I'll do another level here, another level here. That way this thing just grows nicely the way it's intended to grow, straight up and down, instead of falling all over the place when a wind comes through. Those doing well. Those kind of will hold each other up, I think, in that as it goes up my bamboo there and that. Pole beans got to be my favorite. Hang on. So pole beans, I didn't know they grew like this, and I think it's really cool. So they kind of like grow up and they like pop a little vine or produce a thing. They'll grow up and vine and pop, and then, you know, they'll produce another leaf, and at least that's the way it's looking. So this one climbed all the way up. I didn't even train these things. I didn't train them or push them this direction. This one went to that pole. It literally just reached out and like started wrapping it. Not in front of my eyes, but over time it just sort of leaned, and then it just went right up the pole. These are still producing beans. Still about the same amount, about a handful. So got some nice ones though. Look at this guy. That's a nice bean right there. That's a nice big bean. Got some more in the back. I'll probably pick those tomorrow. This one's definitely the thinner plant. The pots are definitely too small for as many that I planted in them, just by not knowing anything about beans. That's why this bean set up for the second round is looking like that. And I've got some in the ground too. These are still going on. They're starting to change a little more color. There's it down there. When these all finally die off, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one and pull it up, put something else in. Sugar snap peas, they are about to die off. They're not producing any other peas. So they're done. What I just picked yesterday, what I gave the kids, they're done. There's this little bitty one right here. That's about it. I don't even know if it'll grow anymore. I guess this one has bolted, as they call it, because it instantly stopped doing anything over in one night. Compost I'm going to have to flip. But I ended up with a new pile, and now I need a third bin. Long story short, oh man, I got more grass clippings over there. See, the neighbors put all their grass clippings out right there. That little bitty pile you see next to the street, that's straight grass clippings. And I just come over here and I take them because I need the greens. And then I put them in my compost, and it helps. It definitely helps flip my compost, but that's how that was made, along with this pile. So I guess I'll be cleaning the debris up in my land up and making it into compost, and that's how I'll end up cleaning it. I always wondered about that. But that's working out, and it's great. That's really that's probably pretty hot in there. Let's see. At least deeper down in it would be hot. Yeah, it's definitely hot in there. Yeah, deeper down in there, it's pretty warm. I'd say it's not like 190 or 160 or whatever they say it is that needs to kill off everything. I've not had to do that yet, but it still flips. It just won't turn into compost as fast. All right. So we got the I planted seed here, tomato seeds, I said. So here they are. They're coming up now. You can barely see them, but I got 3. 1, 2, and 3. I think I did 4 or 5 in there maybe. So I got them started, so that's good. They should come right on out of there. Basil's doing okay. These are still doing good. Very impressed by how this side has been doing with the grapes, for sure. The grape tomatoes, they grew real good in half shade. cherry tomato right there that I planted. I transplanted that one in, so that one's starting up. Carrot. I don't know how on earth I got a carrot to grow here, but because I did it all wrong, and one just decided it was going to grow. So we'll wait a while and see if we actually get that thing harvested. Totally the wrong season time, I think, for that. These are my peppers. So now that I know that this gets morning sun and evening shade, which is what peppers tend to like, next year when I grow my peppers, I'm actually going to keep this pepper plant and I'm going to transplant it right into the ground. And all along the row of the fence line, this is going to be where I'm going to put all the peppers, because it's where it's going to grow the best. So a lot of things I'm figuring out about all this. And you can see we got a pepper started there. I've actually got quite a few on there, varying in size. You can see that one. You can see just above it, right there, and right there, all starting to come in. So those look pretty good. And these, of course, these are bush beans as well in the ground. I wanted to see how well they were going to do in the ground. This is all kind of a test year, because I'm trying to figure out the sun layout, the shade layout, the ground layout, what's good for soil, what's not. They've been growing plants in this little bed for a while. I just, first of the year, when I first moved in here and got the wood chips, I just dumped wood chips all in it to cover it a little bit better. And that soil in there is absolutely amazing. Really, really good soil in that. Everything I planted in there has grown. I mean, except when I did it out of season, like the carrots. Like I said, I don't know how I got a carrot to do that. Because carrots are a little finicky. You don't even really bury them. You just sort of lay them on top of the soil and then kind of cover them with something. So, I think that's it. I'm going to flip some compost now and figure out what I'm going to do with these piles.